Zwom. Doot, 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 doot. BMO.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another BMO Creative crypto video. So this one is about the Beast of Gevaudan. Between 1764 and 1767, a mysterious creature called the Beast ravaged the rural region of Gevaudan, France. Roughly 100 people, men, women, and kids, were killed. While many at the time thought the beast was a wolf, and many modern scholars and historians even today agree with that statement, some have suggested that the beast may not have been a wolf at all. So I'm drawing a made-up creature that looks a lot like the sculptures and things that were done of this creature in those days back in the 1700s. It's just completely made up, but what I think the creature is, you'll find out here in a minute. The first recorded fatal attack occurred in June 30th of 1764. 14-year-old girl named Jeanne Boulet was killed while tending sheep. Boulet was not the creature's first victim, though. I found where historian J.M. Smith wrote in Monsters of the Gevaudan, about 2 months prior, a young woman tending cattle was also attacked by the creature. She described it as, quote, like a wolf yet not a wolf, escaping because her herd defended her. She was herding cattle. The attacks continued through the summer and into autumn, according to George M. Eberhardt's 2002 book, Mysterious Creatures, A Guide to Cryptozoology. The terrified Gevaudan people fought back, and individual stories of bravery captivated the public. Bounties were offered, and hunters combed the countryside. October 8, 1764, hours after a recent mauling, the beast was seen at the Chateau de la Baume, stalking herdsmen. Hunters followed the animal and flushed it into the open. The hunters shot muskets, and they say they hit the creature, but the beast just got up and ran off. A couple young people were celebrated for taking on the beast and surviving the attack. On January 12, 1765, the beast attacked 10-year-old Jacques Portefax and a group of friends who drove the creature off with pikes, basically the equivalent of like a spear, pointed wooden long sticks. The children were rewarded by Louis XV, and Portefax was given an education paid by the crown. The children's heroics prompted the court to send royal hunters to destroy the beast. There was now a bounty on the creature's head. Among the most notable tales of bravery was when young Marie Jeanne Velay was attacked by the beast on August 11th of 1765 while crossing the river with her sister. Armed with a bayonet affixed to a pole, kind of like a pike, just like that group of boys earlier that I talked about, Velay impaled the beast right in the chest. The creature then tore away and ran off, but Velay became known as the Amazon Maiden of Gevaudan. On September 20th, 1765, Francois Antoine, the king, 71-year-old gun-bearer, and his nephew shot a large wolf near the abbey at Chazay, which was assumed to be the beast, but Antoine was awarded with the money and titles, and the corpse of the animal was stuffed and sent to the royal court. But attacks started again in December. According to an account in the 1898 volume of the Parisian Illustrated Review that I read, the royal court chose to ignore these new attacks, insisting that Antoine had killed the creature. Finally, a sudden outbreak of attacks in early June of 1767 compelled a local nobleman by the name of Marquis de Apcheret to organize a hunt. On June 19th, one of the hunters, a local man named Jean Chastel, actually shot what he called a wolf on the slopes of Mount Mouchet. An autopsy of the quote-unquote wolf revealed human remains inside its stomach, and the animal had non-wolf characteristics as described by witnesses. The attacks ended after this, but while it was assumed that the animal Chastel bagged was the beast, doubts remained that it was indeed even a wolf. The beast was consistently described by eyewitnesses as something other than a typical wolf. It was as large as a calf, and sometimes talked about being as large as a very small horse. Its coat was reddish gray, with long legs and a long, strong tail, but thick legs and a big, wide head. The head and legs were short-haired and the color of a deer was what it was described. It had a black stripe on its back and talons, quote-unquote talons, on its feet. Witnesses described the beast as an ambush hunter, which stalked its prey and seized it by the throat. The wounds found on the bodies were typically around the head and neck, and the arms, if you tried to stick your arm in the way, I guess, with the remains of 16 victims reportedly being completely decapitated by the creature. The creature prowled in the evenings and in the mornings. So, what was this thing? Based on the description and info provided, I think it was a lion. France was in a bad time at the end of the 7 Years' War, which is when this was actually happening. This Beast of Gevaudan was attacking people. It was right after the 7 Years' War. The nation had lost battles to Prussia and to the British, and Louis XV had lost overseas colonies. The beast offered a common enemy to rally around, and there was no limit of reports in the press about encounters. The story of the beast was covered in newspapers from Boston to Brussels, becoming one of history's first media sensations. But what there was no reports about is that several lions that were used as mascots for the French army escaped after lost battles and were free to roam the countryside. The beast attacked and partially ate women, kids, and lone adult men, and there were so many attacks that some speculated that there were several of these creatures. Karl Hans Tack, a biologist and author of the Gevaudan tragedy, The Disastrous Campaign of a Deported Beast, argues that the beast may have been an immature male lion. The beast reportedly was an ambush hunter that seized prey by the neck and could possibly decapitate a victim. This is how lions kill. Wolves go for belly and for the rear parts of an animal, the softer parts that aren't protected by bones, ribs, things of that sort. Lions have been known to prey upon humans as food sources, such as the famous case of the lions of Tsavo, in which a lion pair that also did not have manes killed over 130 victims in under a year. Another supporting fact is that the territory of the Beast of Gevaudan was roughly 56 by 50 miles, aligns with lions' typical range. Eyewitnesses in France at the time were likely not familiar with living lions, and what they did know about them came from very stylized imagery. A sub-adult male does not have a fully developed mane and may never grow one, and sometimes has a mohawk-type stripe running down its back. This matches descriptions of the beast by eyewitnesses. One hunter at the time, Captain Jean-Baptiste Duhamel, wrote, "You will undoubtedly think like I do, that this is a monster, the father of which has to be a lion. What its mother was remains to be seen," unquote. So, what do you think of the Beast of Gevaudan? Leave a comment below. Anyways, this is a sculpture of the Amazon of Gevaudan fighting the beast. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to BMO Creative for more crypto videos. Thanks. Bye.